everybody. I want to jump on here and talk about some of my personal stuff because I've had people asking me, how'd you get this way? And I guess I didn't explain myself. I've encouraged you all to buy my book on Amazon, Beautifully Broken, the Katie Hayes story. But, on Mother's Day here, as I sit alone, not surprising, all my daughters live far away and some of them don't want anything to do with me. And it's very painful. And I'm writing my second book about how to basically survive trauma and become your magical self again. And I kind of want to back up and go over my story a little bit because I've had people say on my comments like, "Oh my God, what happened to you? What is going on?" So 15 years ago, been a long time that I've survived this. I got really sick after giving birth to my third child. I had a strep A internal blood infection. And in 4 days after giving birth, I walked on my own 2 feet into the hospital. And they put me instantly on the table because they were like, "Oh my God, her blood pressure's so low." So it was bad. They basically gave me a 3% chance to live. And I made it, right? So I'm, thrilled to still be here and be a mom. But it's been a really hard road. They had to amputate all 4 of my limbs above joint. They put me on vasopressors to keep all the blood to my heart because I was dying. And all my internal juices and organs, some of them melted and they had to take those out right away. And it was really traumatic. It's been really a hard road for me. Everyone's left, my kids left me, my husband left me, even my family. It doesn't really talk to me anymore. And I have a feeling it's because of shame. I think that they don't know how to have a relationship with me anymore. And so anyway, I live alone. And I'm extremely proud of myself for keeping going and being positive. When my son left 5 years ago, he shot himself in his head in my backyard, which is really, really hard. I wanted to join him. I had a plan to get out of here. And then that's why I talk about suicide a lot. I realized that I had the most amazing mom in the world. She was a go-getter, totally being emotionally abused by my sister for years. And I watched her pick herself back up all the time, from the divorce to the abuse my sister gave her. And she recreated her life. Like, she didn't let anything get her down. And she got a PhD through this trauma. I mean, she was going through a hard time. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't let the decisions my children make influence me to the point where I'm going to do something that is going to be a terrible example to my kids, the ones that are remaining, the 2 girls. And that's why I didn't follow through. I didn't want to be here anymore. I was so upset over that he left. And I really thought that I don't want to live without him. But then I had to reevaluate my situation and really get to the point where I was going to reinvent myself and I was going to start patching up my life, because seriously, when your husband leaves you, you feel like a piece of crap. For another woman, even. I was replaced. But all of that happened to me, because I chose to use my life as lessons instead of a pity party every day. I've gotten to the point now where I reinvent myself. I'm fighting. Like, I just got on dialysis a couple months ago, as I thought I was going to die last year. I felt so bad. My kidneys weren't working, and you get full of toxins, so I started throwing up all the time and not able to eat food. And so it's been a really rough road. That's why I haven't been on here very much, because I really was going through it. But to be a good example to you guys and to show you that you could go through really hard times and, you can patch yourself up, reinvent yourself, and keep going. That's really my mission and why I get on here and do these videos, because I want to show you that when the shit hits the fan, you've got to move forward and live for yourself. And what are you doing here? What's your mission? My mission is to be a good example, to be an inspiration, to show people through the darkness. I never, ever, ever tell people to get over your story or forget about it, move on and all that. I try to show you how to cry when you need to cry, sleep when you need to sleep, clean up your diet. That's huge, because especially with kidney disease, you really start to have to look at everything you eat and why do I feel like crap today, and then tomorrow do better. I don't have a gallbladder either, so I found out the other day that eating a lot of proteins and bacon and stuff made me feel really bad, and I slept all day. So now I'm being really cautious about what I'm putting in my body, and is this going to agree with me? And it's a learning process, but that's where you have to love yourself every day and stand up. These doctors aren't calling, or they misdiagnose, or they give me bad advice or whatever. And to be your own advocate, stand up to them, fire them if you have to. And so this is what I want to teach people, is how to be your own best friend. Because who else is going to do it? You can't rely on people. Everyone's going through their own crap. So that's when I, step into the role of, what do I need? What is best for me? How can I make every day count? Even though I sleep a lot and I don't have a social life and all that, I still listen to quality programming, things that teach me things, history, and how to be a better person and how to be more spiritual. I'm not a religious person. I've had the Bible shoved down my throat quite a bit lately, and I'm not all about, saying no to the teachings that they want to give me. I'm just, for some reason, not motivated and drawn to it. I like to look outside the box. I'm more of like looking into how aliens have affected our culture all these years, and how they keep trying to help us out, because I really believe that's true. And I don't know, there's a whole lot of spirituality that goes with their consciousness being raised, and I'm all about raising the consciousness and the frequencies. We're frequency beings, so there's just a lot of information that has brought me up out of my pity party and got me to the point where I want to look outside the box for my information. I want to know deeper truths and stories that we've had in our whole history, not just the last 2,000 years, and what Jesus said, even though he said great things. And yeah, he was a really great avatar to follow. But it's not the be and end all. There was a lot of people that came before him that had a lot of things to say that were actually very similar to what he said. So, but that's what I mean. I want to be a well-rounded individual and not to be brainwashed by just one story. You know what I mean? So, even though I really believe it's important to believe in a higher power, because the Earth School that we're on is very tough. And if you don't have any kind of rooted belief in a organized creator that is loving and kind and is something to stride to be a better person, you're just going to wallow around, do whatever you want, and hurt people. And I just don't think it's right. I'm getting off my story, and I realize that I need to back up to, it's always hard to talk about my story, but So I'm in the hospital. They took out a lot of my organs because they all melted because I had a serious infection. The hospitals in my area did not accept me. I didn't have any government assistance or anything. I didn't have insurance. So we found a hospital up in Dallas that would take me and try to help me, and they did. Kept me alive, and then I went home after 3 months of being in a coma, 1 month of physical therapy to hold my head up again because I was laying on bed so bad I couldn't hold my head up or sit up on my own. And I came home to a brand new baby that I was not familiar with, and it's been a long, hard road. Getting back to my old self took a lot of energy and a lot of patience, and I had to find my deep-rooted beliefs of self-empowerment and becoming sovereign and to respect my journey and all the things that weren't being demonstrated to me by all the people in my life, by the way. They all came by and, oh, you affected my life, and I'm so glad you made it. But they've fallen away, to be predicted, really, because I had people say, you need to find more amputated people to hang out with. Well, in my mind, I'm not amputated. I am healthy and wanting to better myself in tremendous ways. And a lot of people that I know just aren't into self-improvement. So I tend to be kind of a weirdo. And I embrace my weirdness because I realize that I'm doing this well because I've done this journey, this very deep spiritual journey. I had to do a lot of rebuilding, recovering, and just general overhaul of who I am, what I stand for, what I'm doing here. It took me many years. I mean, we're sitting at 15 right now, and I'm doing this YouTube video to show you my path. But it took a lot of steel backbone and standing up for myself and getting through the day and a lot of crying and just trying to figure out, like, what's my place in this world now, because I had such an identity with my body. And I still do, but I don't like to limit the fact that I don't have limbs to what I'm not able to do. Like, I have really good caregivers that help me clean my garage, plant my garden, just be a general badass, really. And when it makes me feel so much better to get stuff done around my house and paint walls and repair the hole in my wall and, keep my house going. And I've got a lot of angels. I mean, when you're in this body and this situation, you find out the people that are going to be there for you, and then you find out the ones that aren't. And I try to bless the people that aren't there for me. I try to bless the ones that are so mean. You just can't believe how mean people are. Just absolutely mean. And you just have to let them go, because the one thing I've learned is don't put up with toxic people. Don't do it. You deserve the best. You deserve to be around people that see you, love you for who you are, and are going to be there for you. So I've done a lot of house cleaning, kicked a lot of people out of my house. I've had a lot of people use me, a lot of people abuse me, and I've just gotten to the point now where I don't put up with it. I'm sorry you feel that way. Nice knowing you. Bye. And that has kept so much sanity in my life, because I love myself so much, I'm not going to put up with that stuff. And that's what I encourage you to do on my channel. I really am very thrilled to be able to come on here and let you know what entire hard journey I've had and how I have turned my sadnesses into happy, loving myself, and moving forward. Because I really think a lot of people have told me, like, a lot of my friends are like, you're like a superhero. Like, I could never live your life. Oh my God, I would lose my mind. I'd cry every day. I've been told all these things. And the fact that I don't do that, I don't have a pity party, I don't cry every day, I'm just like so impressed with myself. So I tell myself all the time, you're amazing. You're so beautiful. Like, you've gone through so much and look at you. You know, you're positive and you're wanting to take care of people and be a good example in the world and try to show people the way when they've been through a rough time, you know? Because this world will beat you up and chew you up and spit you out. And I'm not about that. I'm about standing your ground and being tough and doing what you love and taking care of people that love you. And, you know, I'm just so proud of myself. And I tell myself that all the time because that's part of the journey, right? Affirmations, being kind to yourself. You don't beat yourself up for your mistakes. If I have a bad day and I'm mean to somebody, I apologize right away. And the next day, I try to make it up to them. Or I get on a better track. You know, we all have bad days. But the point is, you don't stay there. You don't sit in your crap. You motivate to do better and be a better person all the time. Because being a human being, we're going to make mistakes. That's where the whole Christianity comes from. You're a sinner and stuff. But the problem with a sinner, to me, it's like a life sentence. Like, I just don't believe that you're supposed to wallow and put up with the notion that you were born wrong or bad and you got to make up for it all the time. That just doesn't resonate with me. I'm like, every day I'm being a better person. I'm on my path to be enlightened, to raise my consciousness, to raise my vibration, which is to be of gratitude every day and bless everyone I know and bless the life I live and try to be a good person, a good example. And you know what I mean? Like, it takes a little extra effort because how easy is it? And I'm going to ask you this question because I already know the answer. How easy is it to blame everyone for why you're in this situation? I could blame the doctors. I could blame my ex-husband. I could blame my kids for not wanting to be around me. I could blame the world for God why I'm in this situation. How dare he, if he's a loving God, why would he strike me down and put me in this body? Well, I'm here to say that this experience that I'm going through is making me a better person. The lessons that has brought me of being patient, of being loving, and to, Jesus said, turn the other cheek and move forward, that it's all there. It's all there. What I live every day, that's how I get through the day. And love yourself and forgive yourself. I have a lot of regrets. I'm here to say that I wish I'd have known what I know now back when I was coming up. And the fact that I didn't know it, I can forgive myself for that. Because life, this hard school we're in, the schoolroom earth, it doesn't come on one big chunk and then you live the rest of your life so great. You make a lot of mistakes. Mistakes that you wish you could go back in time and fix, and you can't. So the best thing to do is to realize the mistakes and move on. Move on. Move forward. Change your life by changing your personality and fix what's broken. And give yourself that grace to say, I didn't know better. And one of the mantras that one of my gurus, Matt Kahn, I listened to on the YouTube, says that if you could have done better, you would have. But you were doing the best you can. Everyone's doing the best they can. Which means a lot of people are unhealed and they go out there and they want to whack other people down because they feel bad about themselves. That's the majority of the people you're going to meet. And what I say is, forgive them. They do not know what they do. And bless them because they're doing the best they can. If they're going through a trauma or feeling low and they want to chastise you and come after you, they're doing the best they can. But the thing is not to take to heart what they're saying, how they're acting. Understand that it is not about you. It's about their journey and what they're going through. So that's one of the things that I always pay attention to is not taking people's meanness into my own heart, because I know that I'm doing the best I can and they're having a bad day. So this is why I get on here. This is why I talk about my story. And I really try to be that inspiration to people so that when they go through a rough time, that they don't sit back, blame everybody, judge themselves. These are all like toxic behaviors. How are you supposed to shine and move forward and become your magical self if you're busy saying, oh, I'm a terrible mom, I really messed up with my kids, that's why they're not in a relationship with me, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm here to say, I've been an awesome mom. I've made mistakes, but I do not deserve to be treated like this, and my children are going through their own journey. So you got to give them that grace and that space, and just keep sending them love, even when they're mean. It's crazy. I don't have to be around it, but a text every once in a while to remind them that you're still here and that you love them. And it doesn't, don't gauge how somebody feels about you by how many gifts they give you. It doesn't happen. I'm a gift giver. I like giving gifts, and receiving would be great every once in a while, or even getting a thank you or I really appreciate it, but you can't live for that. My oldest daughter, love her to death, love to give her gifts, never hear whether she liked it or not. She still hasn't told me whether she liked her April birthday gift. So I can't sit there and be mad and rah, 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 rah. I just go, hey, she got 2 kids, she's busy, she didn't have time, she's forgotten, it is what it is. You can't hold people accountable when you know that they've got a challenging life. So I'm just trying to tell you how to keep your sanity. I'm telling you how to keep moving forward and being your best person, because that's what this is all about. Schoolroom Earth is all about figuring out your place in the world. And if you're going to hold grudges, you're going to be a miserable soul. My sister did that. She died of cancer all over her body. Holding grudges is never the answer. Ever. You have to forgive. Move on. Stop blaming. Take responsibility for your own beliefs, which might be a little off, because you're holding on to what you wish they would do. And you can't do that. Like I said, everybody's going on their own journey, and some of it's pretty messy. I'm just saying. So you got to forgive and let go and just love people for who they are and send them well wishes. I sent so many Happy Mother's Day notices out today. Half the people I send them to are barely there for me, don't ever contact me, and it doesn't matter. You just keep putting the blessings out there. You're going to change the world. Forgiveness, gratitude, and love. Love, 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 love. That's what Jesus came here to teach us. Love people you don't agree with. It's really that simple, but hard to do, right? Because you want to blame and you want to hold them accountable for why you're not loved and taken care of better. And that's what it's not all about. You have to love yourself and be there for yourself. And forgive everybody that doesn't know how to love you and doesn't know how to show up for you. It has taken me 15 years of being in this body and seeing a lot of characters come and go out of my life to teach me this very important thing that I'm telling you. And I know that a lot of my videos are about this because that's how important it is. And I want to come on here and remind you of how important it is. Because it'll change your life. It'll take your inner sad world and make it blossom and flourish and make you feel better and just you can then go out into the world and shine instead of be angry all the time. You can shine just knowing, hey, I'm awesome. Hey, I didn't yell at that driver. I didn't have angry driving. You know what I mean? I didn't let that person in my life who's supposed to love me, like, beat them down because they didn't do what I expected them to do. You stop having expectations. You stop saying, poor me, the world's against me, and I'm angry about it. See, what I'm trying to teach you is to quell your anger, because anger causes cancer and it is very dysfunctional and it is not in your best honor and purpose. So that's where the forgiveness of people, and especially when you had a really bad day with somebody and you're laying your head on the pillow, how many of us stay up all day? This is what I used to do. How dare they do that? How dare they say that to me? How dare they treat me that way? And I literally would stir it up and stew on it all night, and I wouldn't sleep well. Well, I'm trying to give you like a technique to not allow the darker, lesser vibrational energy in your life, which is that you were owed something and that person did not deliver, and how dare them, and this is what I'm going to do to them, and then that's all low vibration. And the problem with low vibration is that it drags you down, takes you out. You aren't living your best life if you're focused on what other people have done to you and how wrong it was and how you deserve better. You need to turn it back on yourself and go, you know what? In that situation, I can see that they're in pain. They're hurting, and that's why they said and did what they did to me. So send them blessings. Send them love. Don't allow the negative ideas to stay in your mind. That'll keep you up. That won't allow you to forgive. That won't allow you to live your best life. And so as I do the forgiveness and the blessings to the people that hurt me, I then turn it on myself and go, Katie, I love your heart. Katie, I think you're amazing. You are a living example of how to be your best person. And you do it every day, and you do it to people that don't even deserve it, right? So it makes the quality of your life better. And I have people all the time look at me and go, I don't even know how I'd live if I was in your body. I don't even know how you put a smile on your face. I don't know how you get through. And that's why I'm on here to tell you. This is how I get through. And this is what I think you all should do. Because we're all human beings and we're all going through a very tough existence right now. The energies are coming back, the consciousness is raising, and there's a lot of your old crap coming home to roost, and you get to look at all of it. And you can sit and have a pity party or blame everybody for your problems, but I'm here to say everybody's doing the best they can. So forgive and have gratitude that you are where you're at, and love yourself through it all. Love yourself, and you'll change your life. And that's what I want to be the example of. And I'm the living example of being amazing. And so I encourage all of you to try this on. It's a work in progress. You may not be able to do it in the first day, but the second, third, and fourth day, as you practice the gratitude and the forgiveness, your attitude, your inner dialogue will change, and your whole life will change to the better. And you'll be a great example to everybody, especially your children. And that's what I've worked for. I wanted to leave when I found out I had stage 5 kidney disease, and then I've been fighting and doing dialysis 3 times a week, and I'm back. I got my energy back, and I want my message to be heard. And so you all understand, you can go through a rough time, but you got to take care of yourself. Blessings to all you. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll be back, and I'll probably be saying the same stuff. Sorry, I just had to tell you a little bit of my story so you understand where I'm coming from, because everybody goes through hard times. Everybody goes through trauma. Some people go through worse than others. Mwah! Thank you so much for listening.